It's only 6:50. Yeah. Okay, everybody. This is Steve Merritt, just signing in with everyone. We're in Tulsa, Oklahoma tonight. Want to let you know that it's going to be a wild evening. Come on in. People are just coming on in. So you guys are coming in from the front lobby. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just saying hello. I'm Steve Merritt. Good to see you. Hello. Great to see you. Love that shirt. Hey, good to see you, my friend. Bulldog. Okay. Anyways, just greeting a few people, my friend here. All right. It's going to give his testimony, I think, again. All right. But anyways, people are fired up, and I'm going to give you a quick heads up that it's going to be so incredible, informative tonight and powerful that I encourage you to send a text to a friend and tell them you got to hear our friends. You got to, for your own family's health, you've got to get on this Zoom tonight and take a look at it. It's as simple as just watching the Zoom. I mean, they can sit there just like they can put it up on their television screen and watch exactly what's happening. We are having an incredible time. People are come flooding in here in Tulsa. So it's wild what is happening. We just had an incredible evening in Atlanta where it was completely wild. And tomorrow night, we're going to be in Dallas. But I just want to give you a heads up that the more people you put on here tonight, it's very similar to franchising. You are building a franchise of people that have knowledge and know exactly what they're talking about. And by you putting the people on the Zoom, you're going to be able to build your own franchise. You're the owner of the franchise. The territory is wide open because nobody is in anywhere. Nobody's heard of that. Your stem cells, as you get older, become dormant. I was going to physicals for 37 years. I've been on the U.S. water ski team for 10 years, was a pro water skier for 25 years, and not one team doctor, not one doctor that gave me the 14 surgeries, only wanted to inject me. They didn't tell me that as you get older, your stem cells become dormant. Everyone I've been talking to since July 1st, that's when we started 12 months ago, nobody has heard about their stem cells becoming dormant. Even the doctors are signing up with us because they did not know. I don't know how they didn't know, but they did not tell us, any of us. And that is why it's in the testimonies, when you hear them tonight, are emotional and tear jerking, including myself. So I encourage you to make a phone call, send a text, send this link, and put a friend on. You owe it to them, and they owe it to their family to get on and jump on. And this is another skill set that you do need to have. You do not want to watch a Zoom like this by yourself. You want to have people on here watching you. So enrolling people on the stem cell reactivation X39 is simple. Everyone wants it. The next skill set is you've got to become a promoter. And that's what we're talking about tonight, or encouraging your friend to be on tonight's Zoom. So we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. That gives you time to put another friend on. Do not take what I said lightly. We are the fastest growing team of a 19-year-old best kept secret company. Nobody heard about it, only promoted by doctors until my friend Onyx heard about it just going on 4 years ago. And Gina and I only for the last 12 months, and all of our friends, including Mike and Sahi, who are going to crush it tonight. And now it's, think about that, a 19-year-old company, and our team, our trio, Onyx, Gina, myself, and all of our friends have created the fastest growing team in that short of a time. And we are just getting started. It's going to be wild. Good forward to getting back to you in about 2 minutes now. Yeah. It's just for this. No, it's for this too. Okay. Or is it? All right. Okay. Thanks, David. All right. Hey, I'm glad to be back in Tulsa. We're just getting started. I think you can hear it now. Is it good to go? All right, perfect. So we got a bunch of people on Zoom that are excited about it. And it's amazing with technology now. You can build this thing in a very quick way because we got technology. So we'll explain all that to you. But we're excited to be here. We heard about this technology, the X39. Probably somebody already put a patch on you or you're brand new. You're just going to be trying it for the first time tonight. 12 months ago, my friend that we helped build a business like this, a word of mouth business years ago. And she told us about this X39. And it's a serious opportunity when you've got a product that nobody else has and everybody needs. One of the biggest things that I learned was I've been on the U.S. water ski team for 10 years, was a pro water skier for 25 years. He went to 37 physicals because I've been married for 37 years and my wife had me go to a physical for 37 years. Doctor would say, why are you here? My wife sent me. So no doctor had told me out of all these years that as you get older, your stem cells become dormant. I don't know if you know that. And at 30 years old, half of your stem cells are not active. And think about all the athletes that are playing sports. 30 is like the average age of an athlete when they're in their prime and they have half their stem cells firing. So someone needs to get it to the athletes and let them know. Nobody knows. I've been talking to people, mostly on the phone, calling people that I know for 12 months, and nobody knows that their stem cells, by the time they become 60, you got maybe 10% left. And if you wonder why you feel slower, more sluggish, some of you young folks, you don't feel that yet, but you probably feel a little bit older because you're getting close to 30 or you're at 30. It doesn't take long to get to 30. Right? So think about that. And because no one's heard about it and it took 10 years of research, I love the fact that it took 10 years of research and $2.5 million, $4.5 million to bring it to market. I love that kind of tenacity because I didn't become a world champion right away. It takes some time. But the fact is that it's happening right now because nobody knows about it. I haven't talked to anyone that's heard of the X39 or this kind of technology, and none of them know that their stem cells are becoming dormant. So it's like almost stem cell awareness. That's why we're here. So we came all the way from South Florida. It's booming in South Florida because that's where we live. That's where we kind of started, but we're expecting that to happen here in Oklahoma and around the surrounding areas and throughout America. And the great thing is that if you don't know if you know some people in different parts of the world, you can talk to them and put them on the Zoom like we've got here tonight. Now, on your, not only did you get an application if you're brand new, but you also have an application for our convention coming up where we're going to have the inventor, David Schmidt, who came up with the technology. He's got over 130 patents. He actually lost track at 130 patents. So you probably know a friend that's got 130 patents, right? I never seen anything like it myself. So this is the real deal. And they're serious about launching this and helping and blessing people. And it is the testimonies will bring you to tears. He's going to be there as well as a bunch of people that have already winning and succeeding. We're going to have doctors panels. It's going to be wild. And it's actually the very first convention that they're going to train you how to build the business and about the X39, which is very interesting. So it's going to be very informative, and people are going to be coming from all over the country and flying from around the world. Some of my friends are flying in from Europe because they want to be the very first people to launch this in Europe. So it's kind of the same way in your town, wherever you live. It's wide open everywhere. So I encourage you to take it serious. You can't become a flight attendant like my wife for 25 years until she went to flight attendant school. If you came to my water ski training center, you would learn more in 5 days with me than 5 years on your own. It's the same concept. So you can try to do it slow go if you want to, but if you'd like to take advantage of what's happening, and you hear my friend Mike and his wife, their passion, you do not want to miss. It's like timing is everything when anything you do. And when no one else knows about what's going on. As a matter of fact, Kevin, Emily, myself, David, Heather, Mike and Sahi, we launched that product that had to do with the acai berry. So we gave like the acai berry awareness for years, and we created the acai berry craze. No one ever heard about this little fruit from Brazil. We couldn't put a patent on it like there is on the X39. So that is what's making this completely turn around. Because if you have a patent and no one else can get their hands on it, then you've got the cookie to help everyone reactivate their stem cells. So Mike's going to go over exactly how the product works. I'll come back in a little bit. So help me welcome the highest rank in the company. They crushed it, ran it there as fast as ever as anybody. Mike and Sahi Hernandez from South Florida. You've got your patches up here. You got your clicker.
Thank you, Steve. How's everybody doing, Tulsa? All right, guys, we're excited to be here. I thought we were going to bring the heat, but we found out there's a lot more heat in Tulsa than there is in South Florida. My God, Zoom, it's hot up here. But guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike Hernandez, my beautiful wife, Sahi. And I love this industry. I met Steve and Gina Merritt back in 2006, and he didn't know us from a hole in the wall. And I like to start with my story first. You know, I met my wife when she was 12 years old and I was 15. I swear to God, she looked 15. I can explain what happened later. But we really got together when she was 18. I'm sorry, when she was 15 and I was 18. At that point, I have no excuses. I was just, you know, in love, head over heels. But I dropped out of high school in 10th grade. She dropped out of high school in 10th grade. We didn't plan it, but just what happened. Yeah, same year, same grade. But I always share that because I love this industry. This industry doesn't respect where you come from, whether or not you have money, what your nationality you're from. And I met Steve and Gina Merritt back in 2006. Like he said, we had that other product. I'm not going to say the name of the company, Monavie, but some of you probably heard of it. And we got excited. You know, I've always been passionate about health. And I came to a meeting like this because Steve and Gina Merritt wouldn't tell me how to get the product unless I came to a meeting. And the person who they introduced it to, he knew nothing. So I came to this meeting like some of you, kicking and screaming. Some of you don't want to be here, and I can tell just by looking at you. Just kidding. Everyone's excited to be here. But I didn't want to go. And I didn't even know what network marketing was. And Steve and Gina didn't know me from a hole in the wall. Again, they introduced it to someone that we were both training our kids with the same baseball trainer. And he spoke to them, and he spoke to him, and he happens to talk to me about it. And none of them knew that my wife and I, we couldn't afford to pay attention. Like we couldn't afford to drop dead. You know, it costs a lot of money. I was in Atlanta, and I was like, they do it up with the funerals. You know, it costs a lot of money to, you know, just die. But we were so broke, guys, and they didn't know us, but we were literally picking up garbage. My mom and her mom, we had moved from New York City to Florida. And within a couple of years, you know, my mom and her mom are cleaning for wealthy people and beautiful, you know, communities. And on Tuesdays and Saturdays, every time we picked them up, we noticed that they took out the garbage. And we noticed that wealthy people threw away stuff that had value. My wife and I were picking up garbage throughout the week, collecting it and selling it at a swap shop down in South Florida to make extra money. Okay, that's who we were before we met this couple and we learned about this industry. Long story short, I rode their coattail with that first company. I got fired up about the product and the results that people were getting, which, by the way, you know, it doesn't compare to what we've got right now. And I got fired up back then, and we got introduced to the industry, and we got, you know, knowledgeable with it, and we made over $5 million in 7 years, changed the course of my life, thank God Almighty. So that's what this industry can do, right? So now we've been, you know, we did really well with that company, took that money, went flipping homes. And even after all that success, guys, I wanted nothing to do with network marketing. I was done. And why? Because I learned that in that company, we had a lot of success because for a small period of time, we had something unique. It was life-changing and it was unique for a little bit of time. But because you can't patent a fruit, soon, every other company had a similar product, and you can go to Costco and buy the acai juice. So we lost the exclusivity. And I learned right away that it's really tough to become successful in this industry when you don't have something that's life-changing and that's exclusive. So I tried a couple of other things. We tried a couple of other things. It really didn't go anywhere. So my wife and I said, listen, no more. We took the money that we made and we've been flipping homes. And I said, never again do I want to do network marketing, up until Steve called me 12 months ago with this stem cell activation patch. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of our story, how this all works. But first, I want to give my wife a couple of minutes just to say hello and maybe give a tip.
Yeah, I thought he was going to shout me out again, like he always does, and says that I'm always scared to come up here, which is true. But you know what? I do it anyways. They tell me like, oh, you're fearful. Yes, I am to come up here. But you know what? I do it anyways, because what we have in our hands is just too big. It's too amazing, too exclusive, something that you can potentially change and help many people, help yourself change your situation, whether it's physically, financially, or both. And you can also be part of helping somebody else that you share this with. with health issues or with their finances, which who doesn't have problems with health problems or financial problems in these days? You know, a lot of people. But guys, we just been so blessed. This year has been the biggest blessing of our lives. I what we're making today with this opportunity, we pinch ourselves every day. But the only reason why that's happening is not any magic that we have, is nothing Mike and Sahi or Steve and Gina Merritt have, is because we have a product. We have this product that is amazing, that is exclusive, like Mike said. And when you give it to enough people, when you share this with enough people, you will have people that have results with this product. And that's the business, guys. You just got to stay committed. You got to figure out today if this is something you want to do. And if you are smart, this is something you want to do. But you figure that out, and then you make a commitment to run with us, to run with all these leaders that are willing to help you. Guys, these are royalty in the industry. Steve and Gina Merritt are guys that have made, not only have they made millions and millions of dollars, but they've helped create over 174. That was in the back. We got to stop saying that, because that was in the past opportunity that we had, the past company. Now they're helping even more. Like, we're not going to even be able to count how many millionaires, but that feels so amazing when you know that you helped somebody. You had a little bit to do with somebody changing their lives forever, and their kids and their kids' kids, guys. So what I want to tell you guys today is that you have something really big in your hands, guys. Where you take it, we don't know, but we're here to help you, guys. Dave and Heather Warden are here. Kevin and Emily Wilson, leaders that have been very successful in this industry and in everything that they do too, guys. So let's lock arms, because together we can take this to the top, guys, and take this company to $1 billion. And when we take a company to $1 billion a year, the company pays out $600 million a year to those distributors that are helping share the product, guys. That's big. So open up your minds and your hearts, and let's do this, guys.
Thank you. All righty. Okay, guys. So, guys, obviously we're going to be talking about this product, right? And for those of you who just tried it out for the first time, you're wondering, what is this patch? Why are people so excited about it? And today, you're probably going to walk out of here, you know, understanding why we're so fired up. So this little patch is able to do something, guys, that was considered impossible in the medical industry. Get this straight, right? So what got me excited is, not only is it changing lives, it was considered impossible that once stem cells can become reactivated once they go dormant, right? And we're the only company in God's green planet that has this technology. And for the next 17, 18 years, nobody can duplicate what we've done. So we've got something exciting. Now, why is it even exciting? Why is it even important to reactivate your stem cells? What? Well, most people don't know this. I love what Steve says. We're bringing awareness to the market. Most people don't know that by the age of 30, 50% of your stem cells are dormant, stagnant, never coming back to life. 30 years old, like he said, it doesn't take much to get to 30 years old. By the age of 60, you've basically lost all of your stem cell activity, right? That's why there's such a big decline after the age of 60, you know, with aches and pains and just stuff that comes along with aging. And all of that changes when you wear this patch. I remember when Steve called me back 12 months ago, I asked Steve, I said, Steve, I have a question. Where do these stem cells come from, right? Because I have heard of stem cells, and, you know, I just felt a certain way about, you know, certain methods that, you know, people extract stem cells. So I wanted to know, like, does it come from, you know, aborted fetuses, you know, healthy people? Where do they come from? And I love when Steve told me, Mike, there's no stem cells in this patch. This patch is composed of organic nanocrystals, right? A lot of people are going to ask you that, right? Steve laughed at me. I kind of thought it was a smart question, right? But it's composed of organic nanocrystals, which are basically salts and sugars that are derived from plants, which David Schmidt in his lab coat, in his laboratory, extracts from these organic plants. And these crystals operate more like a mirror, all right? All this patch is doing is reflecting the light that we emit as human beings. You guys know, especially living in South Florida like we do, we have the ability to get vitamin what from the sun? We get it all year long, right? All year long. And I'm sorry, you guys don't get that. Only South Florida and I think South California. But basically, all that happens is that the sun touches our skin and it helps it naturally produce vitamin D. Same concept with this, just that instead of the light from the sun, it's using the light that we emit as human beings. The reason why we can be seen at night with infrared light, you guys know, if you ever watched the cops show, TV, whatever, when they're chasing down those criminals down in the streets of New York or LA, doesn't matter how dark it is, doesn't matter how late it is, doesn't matter how dark of an alley they go into. When they're looking for you with these night vision, they find you anywhere you are. Why? It's picking up the light that we emit. So this light is simply being reflected back into the body with this patch. Guys, there's no absorption of chemicals, vitamins, or nutrients. There's nothing that's being penetrated to the skin. This patch works the minute it comes within 6 inches from your body. The light that we emit is so powerful that within 6 inches, it's already being reflected back. And I sound smarter than I really am, but this is just David Smith sharing this information with us, right? So it's something that's very, very unique, and it works, guys. And that light that's reflected back into the body simply creates stimulations that reactivate that stimulates our copper peptides and reactivates our own stem cells. It sounds really simple, but it took over 11 years for David Schmidt to create this patch, and he wasted $5 million along the way. And guys, we are the only company that has it. And what happened? We only had this patch now in the market for about 2.5 years, maybe almost 3 now. When we got in 12 months ago, company's 19-year-old company, when they launched this product, the X39 stem cell reactivation patch, the company went from $20 million a year to $280 million a year. Now we're going on our 3rd year. This year, we should finish up with right around $400 million. Guys, a growth of $260 million in a matter of 1-2 years, there's gotta be something. For those of you who are business savvy here, you know that growth like this doesn't just happen by chance. There's something. And what happened is the launch of the X39 and the fact that we're all becoming aware of what happens when your own stem cells are being reactivated, because we are the ones who are witnessing what was once thought was impossible. And what we're witnessing is that it is completely life-changing. And that's why you guys are here. So the one thing that they've been able to establish in the last 19 years is that we're legally open in 75 countries. And I love that, because I didn't know anybody. I'm from New York City, the Big Apple. I didn't know anybody in the Peaches. We were in the Peaches, the day before, Oklahoma. I don't know if you guys have a fruit or bird or whatever it is, but I didn't know anybody outside of New York City, right? And all of a sudden, because your friends have friends that you don't know, and their friends have friends that they don't know, all of a sudden this starts to be shared, and your business goes from Oklahoma to California to New Jersey to Hawaii to Mexico and Australia, right? We were talking to one of my friends in Australia just yesterday, and guys, I love it, because the fact that we're open in places like Australia and Asia, when we go to sleep, they're just waking up. You guys know that, right? I was telling you how great your skin looks, right? And I'm just thinking about the skin and on the patch. Me, it's not really helping me with my skin too much. I've got more and more laughing lines, because when you have a business international, you literally make money while you sleep. All right. So you know how you sleep? With a big grin in your face, because the longer you sleep, the more money you make. All right. I kid you not. I don't wake up till what time? Noon. All right. Because I know the more I'm sleeping, the more money I'm making. Right. So I'm just telling you guys, this is big, and you might not know anybody out there, but trust me when I tell you, you start sharing this and it will go all around the world. All right. So this guy right here, this is the brains behind the company, the product, the opportunity. David Schmidt, he looks like Steve's twin, right? Especially when they're both dressed in tuxedos, you can't tell them apart. Truth is, we were at the convention last year in August, and David Schmidt got up there and he blows everyone's mind away with all this science. I didn't understand much. I just understood we're going to be rich, because this technology is pretty crazy. But he goes up there, he gives this great speech. He leaves the stage. All of a sudden, we're all walking, and Steve gets on the elevator, and people were coming up to him. Oh my God, what a great speech that was. They thought he was David Schmidt. And he was like, well, if you thought that was good, you wait till the next segment, right? So he's just a jokester, but this guy is a freaking genius. He's not only our CEO and owner of the company, but the guy is a scientist and an inventor, all right? He's been recognized by the International Hall of Fame of Inventors. And guys, like Steve said, who do we know has over 130 patents. And the most important patent for me was this one right here. The reason why I know it was July 2020, because this is my favorite patent. This is the patent that protects the X39 that was just issued July 2020. So we literally have 17 more years before anybody can catch up to what we're doing. Guys, for me, that spells one thing, and it's opportunity. All right. So the reason why I was discouraged with network marketing, even though, again, my wife and I were broke, we couldn't afford to pay attention, and we've made millions in this industry. From the money that we made, we started investing. And today, when Steve called me last year, I told him, I said, Steve, I'm comfortable. I'm in a place in my life where I'm going to retire right now because the real estate market was falling apart. So we were flipping 3-4 houses at a time. I slowly pulled out. 2 weeks later, Steve calls me, which leads me to another point. When the economy tanks, guys, network marketing thrives. You know why? A couple of years ago, I was selling a lot of houses. The economy dropped. My houses, my business dried up, right? Now, guess what happened? Am I going to go look for a side gig in Walmart or McDonald's? No. As an entrepreneur, I'm looking for another opportunity. I don't know if you guys ever read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? Right? You guys have read it, right? So guys, what for those of you who don't know, that's, it's a little book of a mouse that you knew one place to go and get their cheese. Like I knew how to go make money in real estate. All of a sudden that moves around. I go there. That's not available. So you got to go around and start looking for another way to make money. So now guess what? Steve's from Wisconsin, and he brought the cheese, right? He brought me this opportunity. But my point is, guys, I didn't want to do this anymore, not because this industry isn't great, because this industry has generated more millionaires than any other industry in the history of the world. But I didn't want to do it anymore because it's really tough to make money in this industry when you don't have something, again, unique and life-changing and exclusive to you. And most of the companies out there in network marketing, they're all competing with the same category of products. They're all dealing with weight loss products, energy drinks, collagen, coffee, CBD, makeup, shampoo. They're all dealing with the same thing. And not only are you competing with every MLM, but they can go to the supermarket and pick that up. They can go to Amazon and pick it up. So it's really, really tough. I didn't want to do it again up until I learned about this company, because we do not have another Me Too product. That's why I'm excited about this, guys. And that's why you should be too. Now, I love that David Schmidt is a scientist and an inventor, because he loves to base everything on studies, experiments, and science, right? So basically, there's over 80 clinical studies that prove everything I'm about to say. The patch is really good for rapid pain relief, reduction in inflammation, supports wound healing, energy and vitality, mental clarity, enhances sports performance, faster recovery from exercises, and improves skin appearance and skin. So again, it's not the patch, it's your own stem cells. And look, if you look on the upper right, you see that guy right there? That's not Steve Merritt, that's David Schmidt, all right? This was when we first got involved. Steve and Gina interviewed David Schmidt, and he starts explaining to us all of the science and all this stuff. And again, Steve and I, we just looked at each other. Do you understand? No, I didn't understand, but I think we're gonna make a lot of money. That's all we understand, because again, I'm a high school dropout, and he actually negotiated his way out of school. He told the teacher, if you don't pass me, I'm coming back. And it actually worked. It would have never worked for me because I was never there, right? But basically, this is a recent study that was done where they used 12 healthy participants between the age of 50 and 80 years old. They all did a scan prior to using the patch, 3 weeks after the patch, and 6 weeks after the patch, right? So can you see a difference between not wearing the patch and 3 weeks later? You see an obvious difference? All of that redness is an indication, according to David Schmidt, of stagnant stem cells, all right? Which also causes inflammation. 3 weeks later, do you see a huge difference? Absolutely, all right, guys, that's huge. Now, an additional 3 weeks later, do you see a difference? Yes, more of the healthy, bright colors. That's a sign of a healthier, more cognitive brain. And for me, this helped me understand why. Again, the patch doesn't heal or anything, but people are getting results once their stem cells are reactivated. And we're seeing children with autism, personal friends of mine who are having amazing results with the children with autism. I've heard a bunch of other testimonies in regard to that. I've seen people with Alzheimer's, dementia, not to mention just the mental clarity that we have. And this also helps me understand why some of the people that we talk to don't get it, if you know what I mean. All right. Their brain just isn't working properly. All right. The good thing is, remember I said it works within 6 inches. all right? Or it's really easy to peel, like Steve says, just peel it off. If you really love them, you're trying to, trying to do something for your loved ones, and they just don't get it, their brains look at something like this, and you can tell just because, you can tell. And you peel it off and you just want to go ahead and, hug him. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And give him a little pat in the back. And the good thing is, it doesn't even need to go under skin. You can just stick it somewhere in their bodies, right? And it's going to work. Or, like I said, within 6 inches, you got to stay real close to them. Now, if they start moving around, you got to kind of move around with them. But guys, some of our friends just don't get it. And this helps me understand why. All right. So again, 80 case studies, guys. This is not something that we think, we feel, someone said. This is all based on studies that can all be found on www.startx39.com. Things like what are happening with the patch. Well, within the first few days, more than 4,000 genes begin to reset. The longer you wear it, the more genes begin to continue to reset. 4,000 genes is about 20% of the genes that we're composed of. We're composed of about 25,000 genes. And I don't want to sound smarter than I am. I just read that somewhere. So within 6 weeks, our brain becomes balanced, which helps with symptoms like PTSD, anxiety, and depression. I was hearing somebody telling me today, Mike, I don't know, but I'm like wearing this, I feel like euphoric, and I kind of feel like, I can just rub everything off me. Oh, there you go. I see you smiling back there, right? You can share that testimony later. But yeah, we're getting a lot of those testimonies. But within 3 months, ladies, your collagen is increased, which helps your wrinkles, your hair, your skeletal and muscular system. You get stronger. And guys, for me, this was huge, which I was talking to somebody over here recently about this, because you guys might not know this. I'm passionate about health, right? And the reason is because my dad passed away when I was a year old. He died of a heart attack. And instead of inheriting like millions of dollars, I inherited a few different health issues. One of them being arrhythmia. I don't know if you guys know what arrhythmia is. My heart used to skip a beat, and I would go through 2 or 3 episodes per day for years, at least 6-7 years. And my mom was dealing with the same thing. Well, I didn't notice that for 4 months, I didn't have one. And I only thought about it when I heard a cardiologist jump on a Zoom like this and give his testimony about his patient's arrhythmia and himself. And again, it's not the patch, it's the power of your stem cells, realizing where the weakest link is in your body and going in there and repair, because the stem cells have the power to become any organ, any part of your skin, your bone, your ligaments, anything, right? So within 6 months, in a recent study, heart reverses in age. What do I mean? In a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age in an average of 8 years after just using patch for 6 months. Guys, it is not anti-aging, it is age reversal. David Schmidt is obsessed with not just anti-aging, which is not aging. No, he wants to turn the clock and get younger. All right. Soon you're going to adopt old habits that you had. The other day, Steve drove by me in the bus. He didn't even know I was looking. He was sucking his thumb. I swear to God. All right. So we're going to be getting some of those, soon he's going to start crawling around the house, playing with Gina. But all of the studies, startx39.com. Guys, this is where you want to lead anyone that you want to share this. All we've been doing, patch. We share these things, we share the Zooms, and that's how we earn money. All right. We don't try to explain anything. All we've done, Steve and I have gone here and we haven't passed the first 2 videos. Actually, I think I watched the third one. I don't know if he did, but watch at least the first 3 videos, guys. The first 2 videos is 2 minutes long. The third one is 18 minutes long, where David Schmidt goes into the science. And if you have anyone who's really, really educated and they really need to know, guys, this is what you want to share with them. If you got a couple of knuckleheads like us, just show us that the product works and we can make money, and you got us, right? So it's funny. I tell people all the time, I've noticed that some of the people who have the most success in this industry, and even with our group, is people like Steve and I who aren't very educated, right? I dropped out of high school. He barely made it. And I've seen a whole lot of doctors. Anybody here graduate college? Don't be shit. Okay, wow, congrats. Listen, you can do it too. It's just gonna take you a little bit longer. It can probably take you a little, because you're so darn smart, where you got to figure everything out. Oh, what's a peptide? I thought it was like a sister of Pepsi Cola or something. I didn't know. I just know the product works. I walk around with like a 5-year-old with stickers. But how do we wear this product, right? Guys, we wear for 12 hours a day. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. The sleeve has 30 patches, enough for one person for 1 month, all right? You put it on 9 in the morning, you take it off at 9 at night. Sleep without it, right? Oh, thank you. So this is the sleeve, 30 patches. What we do after we take it off, we don't throw it away because we got a couple of dogs and the patches got like another hour or two of activity. I put it on my patch. I put my patches on our dogs. And I'm just telling you, we're seeing wonders. I only did it because I saw some testimonies of a dog. I think he had like Parkinson or something. I kid you not on the, right? You saw that. So I'll show you the video later if you guys want. We're just seeing miracles, guys. So if you have, look, even if you have a fishbowl, like stick it right on the side. I kid you not. I would. All right. I'm putting it on my plants and everything. All right. I kind of have that much faith in this product. The other day I was driving by a funeral. I'm not going to go there. So you want to wear the patch. You can wear the patch anywhere. All right. Okay. But for the case studies, thank you. They use them in consistent places, right? Anytime they're going to do studies, they have to be consistent. So behind the back of the neck or below the back, below the belly button, that's where they work. But you can put it anywhere. One thing you can't get wrong is where to put the patch because it works systemically. You can put it on your toe. It works from head to toe, reactivating all of God-given stem cells. First time ever on God's green planet, and we have it. Now, for me, the most favorite, my favorite part is always with these Zooms, the testimonies. Guys, we get a daily dose of testimonies, like Sahi said. As a matter of fact, I got one today. Here, it's on, where is it? I got a testimony today. I took a picture and I sent it to Body. Oh, actually, if you look up, she's actually watching right now, who just signed up today, Dana. I sent it to Dana and I said, look, this is what we're waking up to every single day. And she saw the text. It was from this morning. Guys, we are kidding. We're not kidding you. So we have a couple of people here that have been using the patch in Tulsa who are going to be sharing today. So Chrissy Simster. Chrissy, come on down. You're the next contestant on the patch is right. Come on. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Hey, Chrissy, how you doing? So tell us real quick.
Okay, well, I've had 3 major things happen to me. And I want to let people know, not everybody gets results right away. It took 3 to 4 months before I noticed anything. And I kept everything the same so I would know for sure. But I broke my wrist 4 years ago and it was a botched surgery and I couldn't open jars, couldn't do push-ups. There's a lot of things that I couldn't do. I had to, it was 3 months and I could open jars again and I could do the push-ups again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Because I thought it was going to be lifelong. And then the second thing, I noticed my chronic fatigue, which I've been trying to deal with, figure that out for the last several years. That is almost gone. So instead of 5 bad days a week, I have 5 good days a week. And then the third thing, my hair, I wish I could show a picture, but my hair has been thinning out for many years. And I've been trying to figure that out as well. And there's just so much growth coming in and I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I'll have long hair again. And just, so that's my testimony.
Woo! Yeah. Wow. Is this your hair here? No. Okay. So guys, we have before and after, and look, we're seeing people with gray hair whose natural hair is now coming out. I see 1 nodding, 2 nodding, 3 nodding. Guys, it's incredible. I'm telling you something. I'm from New York City, born and raised. I'm the kind of person that I believe half of what I see and nothing of what I hear. All right. I'm the biggest skeptic in the room. And I would not believe it if I wouldn't see it. So I understand if some of you are having a hard time, but it's just life-changing. But I tell people, what if it's true? If it's true, this is going to be big. And again, $280 million growth in 1 year and now going to 400 and we're shooting to $1 billion. It's for a reason, guys. There's something about this product. And yeah, no risk. So Jim Moore, where are you, Jim? Come on down. You're the next contestant, brother. How you doing, buddy? Pleasure.
So I've known Kevin for 17 years and 3 more years of monthly payments and I'm through with him. Just to let you know. Kevin knew my story and gave me a call. And real quickly, here's my story. In a few days, we will celebrate the 7th anniversary of me having a major bike wreck, a mountain bike wreck. And I was a mountain biker for 10 years. Just had a crash and literally broke myself in 2. Shattered the pelvis, broke a bunch of bones. It was a mess. And that led to a series of 7 surgeries over a 5-year period. And each surgery continued to just bring in more pain and more pain and more pain and more pain, which more pain led to more pain pills, which led to rehab down the street from Steve's house in West Palm. And, but it saved my life. But it was just, there was no relief. I tried everything from every kind of medication to howling at the moon. Nothing was going to help the pain. And I'm talking, it was a level out of 10, 8, 9, 10, 24 hours a day. My friend Brent can attest to that. Kevin called me up and said, hey, I know your story. And the story is real simple. After I got out of rehab, 2 months later, our son unexpectedly died. 2 months later, my wife had to have a double mastectomy. 2 months later, our son-in-law had cancer. 2 months later, an F3 tornado goes right through the house and neighborhood. So we've had a lot of trauma, needless to say, and trauma produces a lot of inflammation. So I felt like I was a walking pile of inflammation. Kevin says, have you ever heard of X39? Yes, I have, but I don't know anything about it. I think it has something to do with copper. And he goes, okay, let me educate you. And so he did, and he's just been a great friend, and Emily too. And so I'm the kind of guy that wants something to work so fast. I wanted to get pain relief when I put my credit card in. I thought maybe that would help out, you know. And the patches came and nothing happened. And because I wanted immediate relief. And Kevin said, hang in there, give it 6 months, hang in there, never quit using them at all. Always keep them. Well, about a month and a half into it, still a lot of pain, level 8, 9, 10 pain. But once again, my hair grew back. And I mean, they've seen the pictures. It's the real deal. And crow's feet disappeared. And my ash color skin turned back to what I was, you know, hopefully born with. And the back quit hurting, and sleeping was better. And all of a sudden, 2 months into it, my pain went down about 40 or 50%. And I stand here tonight with a level 2 pain. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but when you have lived for 7 years with level 8, 9, 10, it's a whole heck of a lot. So begin to share it. And I think I shared this on a Zoom a couple of weeks ago, but I shared it with my sister, who's a natural homeopathic doctor, or whatever, but she majored in skepticism. Okay. She's not a network marketer at all. And I heard, and her husband, heart's only operating at 10% capacity. And I heard the doctor on the Zoom call that took a patient from 15% to 65%. So she said, okay, let's try it. And 2 weeks later, I get this text early in the morning, and it starts like this. Okay, I'm in. He's playing golf, blowing off the driveway. Let's go. And she's probably put more people in than I have. She just got the putting in a lady who is a manager of the oldest natural food store in Northwest Arkansas, and 70 some odd years old. And now her husband's playing golf, hadn't played golf in years. And their daughter has suffered with migraines every day of her life for the last 25 years, nonstop, every day. 2 patches later, migraines are gone. So it's amazing. So anyway, I talked to a chiropractor in Missouri, and I'm giving him the pitch, and I'm talking about it. He goes, Jim, stop, Jim, stop. I'm like, I've made him mad. He's a good friend. I've made him mad. He goes, no, I send people out every day for stem cell injections. And so he came into the diamond package, and has enrolled another diamond. And it's just the fact that he said, I can't keep the patches in my chiropractic practice. Had a young boy with autism who had an ulcer. I don't know if it was a diabetic ulcer or some sort of ulcer that for years has not been able to close up. Every doctor, every natural homeopathic thing, nothing happened. And the mom came in the other day crying because the ulcer is drying up and closing up for the first time ever in his life. So, as I said to Steve before, being a part of a great company with an incredible product that has exclusivity, cool. Being able to make money every week, really cool. But the most important thing and the coolest thing is to be able to look at your family and your friends and see that they're getting healthy again and getting out of pain again. And that's really the most important thing. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing.
Amen. Wow. We have one more. Come on, buddy. You got to share that again. I'm sorry. This guy's story is just amazing. And that's what it is, guys. We're changing. I love what you said. The money is great, and so everything, but we're changing people's lives. The money that we make, which we've never made this much money in our lives. So remember, we've made over $1 million a year. Never made the kind of money that we're making right now with LifeWave 12 months later. But it's a reflection of how many people are being blessed with this product. That's how I see it. But go ahead. What's your name? And bless us.
Hey, my name is Rob Boyd, here in the Tulsa, Broken Arrow area. I get heart palpitations every time I do this. I don't really like to talk in front of people, but I must. I will give as cliff notes as possible because I could probably talk to you for 45 minutes on what this has done for me.
Yeah.
And Last year, Kevin called me. Kevin's one of those guys, when he calls you, answer the phone. Just a dear friend. He called me last September, not having any idea what I was going through, and said, hey, I got something I want to share with you. I was like, come on over. What he didn't know gets me every time. What he didn't know is that last year was a very dark year for me. I was in a tremendous amount of pain. I had gone through 9 intestinal blockages, 2 hospitalizations because of it. I was dealing with 37 years of martial arts, punching and kicking things that I shouldn't. That all was preceded by a 20-foot bridge fall in 1988, where I landed on a concrete upright, caused a small on my back, bent me over backwards, bounced my head, and when my head bounced, it broke my neck. So from February 12th, 1988 until September of last year, I did not know what it was like to live without pain. I would literally get up every morning and it would start, my feet would hit the ground and I'd be like, and I would fight just to be able to stand up. I would limp to the coffee pot, get a cup of coffee, because you got to start the day with coffee. I would limp to the shower, take a hot shower, try to see if I could touch my knees to loosen up, and then start my day. Well, when Kevin calls me, he says, I want to share this with you. And I was like, okay, awesome. Something else he didn't know is that because of the pain and everything, I was very, very depressed. And I'm like a high energy person. I love people. People come to me to get uplifted. That wasn't me last year. Me and God were having some conversations that I didn't want to live anymore, because I own a commercial cleaning company. Staffing is kind of interesting for everybody. So I was doing a lot of cleaning myself. I'd clean 3-4 hours. I'd get in my van and I'd be crying because I was in so much pain. I had double knee braces, strap on my elbow. I use a therapy gun on my hands every night, and would not sleep well and would not look forward to getting up the next morning because I knew how that morning was going to start. Kevin brings me the patch, and I was like, what is this, a nicotine patch? I was like, dude, I quit smoking 14 years ago. And he's like, no, it reactivates stem cells. And I was like, oh, I was like, Scooby. I was like, because I just finished reading Tony Robbins' Life Force book. And I was like, stem cells, yes, that'll help me. Oh, they start at $8,000 a piece. Well, I'm not rolling like that. And plus I don't know, much like you said, I don't know where they come from and I don't want to hurt, but it was kind of a moral thing for me. So it's out. I said, these have got to be hugely expensive. $99 a month. Again, what? So he leaves me some. I said, well, it's 6:30 at night. I'll put it on the next morning. Put it on the next morning, put it on the back of my neck, because that's what the instructions said. Forgot about it. Put it on the back of my neck, got a phone call prompted an email. I go out to sit on my front porch to do my reading, to try to put positive in, either scripture or something positive every morning. And it's corny, but it's the truth. I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I'm reading my book and all of a sudden I start going. I was like, man, I feel good. It's like I should go in the garage and punch the bag. I should go jog. I haven't jogged since February 12th, 1988. I was like, what's going on? He calls me about an hour later. He goes, hey, do you remember your patch? I was like, what the heck is in this? And he's like, why? And I was like, dude, I am this side of like bluebirds and rainbows. Like I feel amazing. And he says, well, there's a business side to this. I was like, well, I got my commercial cleaning thing and I'm trying to figure out how to save it. I'm struggling through it. And dude, I'm scheduled for surgery in 3 weeks. So September 22nd, I have what turns into triple hernia and intestinal relocation surgery. My intestines had popped up underneath my right rib cage and collapsed. I got pictures of them looking like a fruit roll-up. That's why I was having all the issues. Surgeon comes in, gives a big sigh, and I was like, Michael, and we're on a first name basis because this was the 6th operation I'd had with him, intestinal stuff from birth and blah, blah, blah. He's like, Rob, you're not going to recover very quickly from this. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He said, well, your hernias and the other things is like 4 to 6, 6 to 8. He's like, Rob, this will be 8 to 10 weeks before you can start cleaning countertop and above. I'm like, okay. He's like, it's going to be 4 months before you can pick up 25 to 40 pounds. Okay. But am I fixed? Said, you're fixed. I was like, okay, thank you. So I go home and now I'm stressing. How am I going to run my business? I literally took out a loan to pay for payroll because I had to increase what everybody was doing. Right. And I'm like, my brain is still not real happy. And I was like, these patches, bluebirds and rainbows, I can at least do that. Put the patches on. 2 weeks later, I was on my hands and knees cleaning, doing post-construction workouts. 3 weeks later, I was like, I think I could go over to the gym. So I go over to the Y that I live by. It's like, I can't lay down because I've still got 4 incisions, three and a half weeks out. I start pressing on the pin select machine. I'm like, okay. 4 months to the day, I did sets starting at 180 and did it at 200 on the bench press. I wasn't that strong before, but what was way beyond the fast healing, I hadn't realized that for 2 months I hadn't had knee braces on. I hadn't cried in the van. I hadn't massaged out my hand. And then I realized, just like everybody else is saying, my hair was going back in. And it's going back in dark. Like I told my wife, I was like, 5 more hairs and I'm shaving this son of a gun. I was like, I'm going Stone Cold Steve Austin. I will not go Friar Tuck. And I was like, this is amazing. I was like, literally, I felt like God had sent Kevin my way at the exact time that I needed it.
Wow.
But it gave me back my life and I have to share people. What you do with it is up to you, but I know what it's done for me and everybody else that I've shared it with. So
Come on, baby. Appreciate you. Hey guys, listen, here's the deal. And my part is done. I'm just telling you something. We've got something that's life-changing and it is heaven sent. And I'm not taking this blessing for granted. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to bless as many people as I can. Anybody that comes near me, I've got so much conviction about this product. Like I said, I'm going to share it with the world and we're going to get compensated even more than we are right now. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Tulsa, everyone you know is going to know about this product, with or without you, with or without us, because we've got doctors patching every single patient. We've got pastors bringing it to the church. I've already been to a couple of churches. All right, even if it's not my nomination, I'm there and I'm bringing this to everybody else, guys. So trust me when I tell you, this is something that everyone will know. Our opportunity is we know before everybody else. What you do with it, like he said, it's up to you. But I know Kevin and Emily, I know David and Heather, guys, these guys, they don't need to do this, and things that they do, they don't start anything they're not going to finish, in other words. And that's why we're here. We were here just a few weeks ago and they didn't call us to come back. We called them and say, hey, we're coming back. And guess what? We're coming back. All right. And we're going to keep coming and coming and coming. And we're going to blow the walls off of freaking Tulsa. I don't know if there's any walls around Tulsa, but right. But guys, listen, roll with us. These next 12, 24 months to come, like my wife says, and Steve says, guys, we're going to change a lot of lives. The guy I'm going to bring up right now, which you already heard, Steve and Gina Merritt, guys, these guys are royalty in this industry. They've made over $50 million. And like my wife said, even better than that, they've made over 170 something millionaires. My wife and I are some of those millionaires. And guys, and we're just getting started. This is the biggest thing we've ever seen. Get ready with a product like this. This business consists of talking. When people see what this product is doing for them, you don't need to pay them to talk. You got to pay them to shut the heck up. All right. That's why this business is growing so fast, because if this product works, like we said, the business is going to work naturally. If it doesn't work, we've got nothing, but obviously we've got something. So guys, put your hands together for Steve Merritt. This guy, like I said, he's just sent, he's heaven sent for us. I'm closer to this guy than some of my family, my brothers. And you know what? Sometimes, you know, we got to connect with the people that want what we want. And this guy is a world champion. Have you ever hung around world champions? They are obsessed about winning. All right. Laser focused. And that's why I will follow him to the end of the world. So Steve, thanks so much, brother. Love you. Take it away.
Okay. Give it up for Mike and Sahi, all right? They came all this way to bless all of you. We got incredible friends here in Tulsa, like you said, and Dave and Heather and Emily and Kevin. So we really want everyone to win. And my wife and I prayed for over 1 year for a product that we could have our friends could win at. Our number one focus was our friends to win. And the only way they can win in a word of mouth business is the product has to speak for itself. It has to do the talking for you. So you heard tonight what's going on. Everybody is having the product speak for itself. You just put it on. My wife and I were on our way to Aruba to go with a friend that Mike and Sahi sponsored, and they're at the highest rank of the company, and they had their wedding in Aruba. So we were there this past week, and on the way, the plane had a mechanical or whatever. We had to get off the plane and sit in the airport. We met a pastor and his wife. We shared the patches just like we tell everyone else to do. We gave them like 3 each in a little envelope with some with a little instructions on it. They put the patch on when they got on the plane. When we finally took off. they called us the next day, said, my wife's pain is already starting to go away. We want to get with you. We went to the church. He was the guest speaker. We got there, it was in Spanish, right? So we're just nodding our heads. Lucky they gave us some headphones with translators, but they said, only thing you're going to be translated is the sermon, not all the singing and everything else. So we didn't hear the announcements, all that. Well, they showed up after we did. They had their guests, they had put us on the front row, and they said, okay, they said, come here. And we're still singing and praising and everything. And we went to the back room, and he had put business people together and said, hey, you got to hear what Steve's got. Now, these business people were there from America, so we're not in Aruba yet, but they were from America. And it was interesting that then we met him for breakfast. Some millionaire friends wanted to sign up. He lives in America. So, and this pastor's from Houston. So that's kind of what's happening. We're just talking to people. It's working that quickly that you don't even have to do the talking because the X39 does the work. Now, all these testimonies we heard, if you heard from Mike, the patch is just going on your body. The light from your body is reflecting these nano-organic crystals, and then your body is reactivating its own stem cells and it's healing itself. So the patch ain't healing these folks. It's the body is healing itself, and that's a miracle in itself. So I'll just go over a little bit of how that Mike is talking about this money and how the money can work. You can't understand everything in one evening, one sitting, but we'll kind of at least start the conversation. I believe it's the simplest thing I've ever done in my life. Okay. And it's the funnest thing. We started 12 months ago. We feel like we just got started. I will say that, we talk about what do you want to have out of life? That's the biggest thing that you want to have something more. And we're not talking materialistic stuff. We're saying, hey, just everyday stuff that you got to go through. Or maybe you want to retire a little early. Maybe you want to retire with some dignity. Maybe you want to pay off your house. Maybe you want to have a look. Maybe when you're in Aruba, I've been there twice now in the last couple months because the company sent us on a free trip. Mike and Sahi were there with us, and it's kind of like a habit. We're supposed to come home, and then we said, you guys want to stay longer? Yeah, let's stay longer. So we stayed like 3-4 more days. And then when you get home, if you have this kind of business, you can take that vacation that you need from the vacation, if you know what I mean. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if you'd like that kind of lifestyle, but that's what happens. I mean, I will tell you this much. This is like, I know I can see here in the room that I've got some people that are some hard workers at whatever they do. Okay. You must have probably shown up probably most of your life and said to yourself, I appreciate that I got this job or this career, but I just wish I got paid what I'm worth. Anybody? Okay. This will be the first time in life. You hang in there 24 months. Now, we can't guarantee nothing. All we can do is say, hey, if you plug into what we're doing, okay, and you get passionate and you get serious. I mean, too many people kind of like, they do the hokey pokey, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They don't really take it serious, but it's not that hard to do serious. We have a system. We teach people, just put 3 patches on, patch 3 people a day, or text them about it with our website. It's not difficult. And that's the stick to it. You're not going to get tired doing that. If you stick with us, you will be blown away what's about to happen. But this will be the first time in 24 months, could be sooner. Mike's already seeing that, and he started seeing this in 6 months. So I don't know where you heard his background. Okay. So this is what you're going to say. I feel guilty how much money I'm making. First time in your life, you're going to say that. Mark my words. My sister-in-law just recently called me, okay? And she said, Steve, I think they messed up. They paid us too much money. And I said, don't tell anyone. You're going to ruin it for the rest of us, right? So this will be. But you got to, like Mike saying, someone's going to go take this serious. Why not you? And have some fun with us. We're real people. I mean, listen to Jim's testimony. It was just like, real. Wasn't everybody that came up here just being real. I mean, you couldn't pay them to tell you that kind of emotional type testimony. And they're also talking about their friends. So if you're serious, we were praying for our friends to win and succeed. We were praying for a product that worked, and we were praying for the right company and owner, because you can have the right product, but if you don't have the right company and the right owner, and that's why I encourage you to come to Tampa, because you might say, hey, I never was going to go. I wouldn't want to go. Hey, nobody really wants to do anything. But when something big is happening, you got to get the information. Knowledge is power, and you got to know what's happening. And you'll be able to meet David Schmidt, the inventor, and see who's the guy behind it. Because when I got to meet him, that's when I even got more fired up. And Mike and Sahi got to meet him on some of the trips. We've already gone on free trips. And when you start hearing, like, Mike asked him, where do you see us? What's setting us apart from anything else? And what did he say? With new stuff that he has in his thinking, right? Yeah. So that's what's incredible, what's happening. And with this kind of testimonies we're already having. So think about something that you want. It's not that you want to, nobody, even Mike, he didn't want to do something different. I don't like doing something different. It's just a matter of if it really is going to be the real deal to help and bless people, how can you keep it a secret? And by the way, I have like about 4 stroke patients that could not hardly talk. Some of them could only grunt in 9 years. Mike's got some on his team. And since they've been on the X39 and the body starts recovering and healing itself with the stem cells are activated, they're speaking full sentences. They'll tell you it is wild. And we have them on our Zooms. 99% of all the meetings we've done since we started have been on Zoom. So we just like to come out of the closet because it's like when you're on a Zoom, you don't know if you're even talking to anybody. You're just looking in this camera. It's much more fun talking, shaking hands and saying, hey, we love you guys. We want to make this happen with you. So we're coming to Tulsa. So that's what's interesting. And most time anyone would look at a business like this, they say, I don't want to have to get a babysitter. I don't want to have to drive across town, which I understand. So it's pretty neat that you could do it with a Zoom. And that's what we're doing. So we do like 3 Zooms a week that are in English and 1 Zoom that's in Spanish. And we have a Saturday training. You don't have to come on all of them, but it really ain't that difficult. I mean, if that's all you have to do. So why does it work? It's because everybody seems to be wanting to hear, like, stem cell therapy is really getting well known. People are hearing about the importance of having healthy stem cells. They're giving stem cell injections in multiple different health, whether it be a chiropractor, whether it be a special doctor, but they're even doing, there's people on our team that are responsible for gathering like influential neighborhoods. They go in and they rent like a nice dinner place and they have a dinner, they pay for the dinner and they tell the people with the doctors there, and these guys speak and they tell them how important getting stem cell injections are, and they sign them up right then. Now, the reason why these guys are excited because they know stem cell injections are like $5,000. They quoted me $23,000. I never did it, but it's like they talk like you got it in your pocket, your back pocket. So here, see, these guys are going around talking. They're helping us with this awareness, and everyone can't do it because they can't afford it until you come along with a $99 patch that works even different. The difference between the X39 and an injection is the injection works in the joint or the muscle, but it stays there. It doesn't go to all the different organs like Mike was talking in your body, and those stem cells go stagnant as well. So unless you're wearing the X39, you're not even keeping those stem cells that were injected in your body active. So this is very interesting what's happening, and it's affordable for everybody. I mean, anyone can afford $99 a month. I mean, even if you go to the chiropractor, it costs more for 1 visit than a $99 for the entire month, which is interesting. But the industry is and that's what's interesting is people's kind of know, I like to say, because I'm not a very good start a conversation or meet people kind of person. Kevin knows me. I'm a competitor, all right? I like to win, but I'm not good at like, go to the grocery store and meet some people. Okay. My wife will go shopping. She can meet 10 people. Now I go to the same store and I see nobody. Okay. Because it's just not my DNA. So if you're not that kind of person that wants to say hi to somebody, I will tell you this much, that talking about reactivating your stem cells, you just say that to somebody and it's like a pin drop. They all want to hear, what do you got? Okay. And it is the simplest conversation you'll ever have. So that's what I'm experiencing now in 12 months. We've been kind of like the guinea pigs to see if this is going to work and happen. And Heather and Dave have already hit the 3rd highest rank. Kevin and Emily are rocking it. Everybody is winning and everyone is seeing where it's going to happen. And we're just getting started. And everybody comes in and you don't know, you just don't want to compare yourself to anyone because you're only 1 or 2 people away from a humongous explosion in your business and in your income that's coming in. So that's why now you don't know who's in this room. Like we could come here and there'd only be 2 people here. They could be the 2 people that just blow this whole thing up. So you don't know, Jim, we're talking to you. All right. So we don't know who could do it. All right. But and the reason I'm talking to him is that was my dad's name. And you remind me of my dad, like just real easygoing guy. My dad had no enemies, but he could talk to anyone and they just loved him. And that's what we're doing. It's like we talked about Kevin. I mean, when you're just real in life, people respect you. Now, sometimes the great thing, like Mike said, anyone can win and everyone can change when they get in here with us. But the industry is going to $300 billion, and that's with a B, and it's going to be wild what's going to happen. Would you rather be injected and it might not work, no money back guarantee, or put a sticker on you? I mean, that's what we're talking about. How big of a piece do you think we're going to get? A lot. We're just getting started. Nobody's heard of this since we've been calling for the last 12 months. Now, how do you make the money? Now, again, don't make this complicated. You're in the business by getting started. So you fill out this form that you got handed if you're a guest, okay? And you pick how many sleeves, like Mike said, how many sleeves you want. So there's 30 patches in the sleeve, and this is 1 month supply. So when you're figuring out what you want to do, this is what I tell the people so they know how to get in. At least if you're going to try the product, you want to become a silver. That's 3 sleeves. That's 90 days supply. Now, the way David explained is you should, however many decades you lived, every month per decade, a month, you should give your body to get it back up to speed with the X39. So say you're 60 like me, that'd be 6 months of wearing the patch. So now if you want to make money, so the silver is only for trying the product as far as I'm concerned. The gold package, you can make everything that we're going to talk about in the compensation plan for $499. I think that's fair. I mean, 5 sleeves, you got sleeves for you, sleeves for your loved ones in your house, and some sleeves to share, and you can at least get started. If you're serious, you want to get the diamond package, that's 19 sleeves. Why? Because when Mike started, I loaned him 6 sleeves. So 6 of these sleeves. And he wasn't really interested in doing it, but he patched all kinds of loved ones all over his house and around his neighborhood, people that he knew, and they all started coming up with testimonies. And now he was mad because everybody was excited about the product and was feeling incredible. Now he had to do it. What if I wouldn't have given him any patches? So now when he got his, he gave them back to me. So I'm just like a loaner of loaning them patches from the 19 patches that I have. And you make more money in the comp plan. When you come in as a diamond, you make $500 every time someone signs up as a diamond. So you signed up like 4 people, you're more than got yourself in the black. I've never seen a business that if you said, hey, I want to come in at gold, how do I get my money back? You just sign up 5 golds because you make $100 every time you sign up a gold, you're already in the black. There's no business that you can do that. I don't care what business you have. You got to go to the bank. There's all kinds of expenses. So that's interesting. So now you're in, you pick where you're at, and you want to be on auto ship. So there's an auto ship box. Why? I'm going to explain to you. You're going to build a right team and a left team. Now, the auto ship 1 sleeve is going to allow you to make $100 a week. I'm sure you want to make more than that. So 2 sleeves, you get to keep the volume of the folks that are going to be underneath you. I'm explaining that, and you make up to everything you can make in the entire comp plan. Well over $25,000 a week you could make on 2 sleeves. So remember, a sleeve is for you. So if you only get 1 sleeve, you're like doing jumping jacks in the house, all right? And you don't give it to your spouse. They're kind of got their cane out, chasing you. I mean, what fun is that going to be, right? So you definitely want to get 2 sleeves. And if you're single, one's for to promote, one's for you, okay? Because you're going to want to promote like I did with the pastor and his wife, okay? So you build a right team and a left team. What's interesting is that everyone that's on Zoom, usually there's about 400 plus people on the Zoom. And all those guests and all the guests tonight, whoever signs up, everybody gets put underneath 2 legs. Nobody knows the people, but you get paid for the people you don't know. Even when your friend gets in and they sponsor somebody, you don't know them, but you get paid. As long as you're on auto ship, you keep the points. So I thought that's interesting. Into infinity. So it goes all the way into infinity down 2 legs, just the right team and a left team. What's everybody doing? You're liking your own franchise that instead of promoting Subway or promoting McDonald's, you're promoting stem cell reactivation technology, just these patches. That's all you're doing is promoting. But the key is that when you buy a franchise, because years ago, people poo-pooed the idea of franchising. Now people are way more open to word of mouth or networking than ever before, because they realize that since the pandemic, for instance, cars have like tripled in price. Has your raises at your company tripled? Go ask your boss tomorrow. I want to keep up with the cost of living. I need 3 times more pay than what I'm getting earned. Okay. Here, you can make that happen. You will feel guilty. Mark my words, right? So you're going to build a right team and a left team. Everybody's getting started on whatever sleeves they want. Now, if you get a gold tonight, you can upgrade next week and get a diamond. You just pay the difference. I love that. I never heard of that before, where they let you, so you don't pay the whole $1,600, you're only going to pay $1,100 because you paid the $500 for the diamond and they give you 14 more sleeves. So at least get your spot and get on auto ship, and then start getting with my friends and start getting a game plan to make it happen. We have a system every Saturday. As a matter of fact, Emily and Kevin are going to be training this Saturday on exactly what to do and how to do it. And they're on their game, and they're right here in Tulsa. Okay. Heather and David's done the training as well. We're all winning and helping everybody win. So, but just on a Zoom for an hour, you jump on there, you hear what to do, and then you implement. Okay. And just a community. All of us are winning together. I've never seen that before. Like, everyone wants to tell you, you come to Tampa, everyone is going to pat you on the back and say, hey, you're a winner. You could do this. We love you. We're going to make this happen together. It's not like normal. You know, when was the last time your boss said that? Hey, I love you. You're doing incredible. Always they're looking for what you're doing wrong. So you put a right team and a left team of people in their own business. Now watch. When you buy a franchise, you basically bought a job, because I have people in my business that bought franchises. Okay. And let's just say it's a sub sandwich franchise, right? You end up smelling like pickles or onions, and you're in charge of a bunch of teenagers. That's a lot of fun. Okay. Think about it. Okay. Here, and you only got one. You need to buy about 5 of them and have the same manager in charge of all of them, so you can start really having a residual, or you need to own the franchise. Here, you own it. This is everybody in Oklahoma and around the area that even knows about this. And you can put everyone in their own business, and you build it all over America and around the world in 75 countries and growing, and everyone's in their own franchise. Now we got to help everybody win and succeed. That's how this works. So when you succeed, then everyone else succeeds. So you have to win or nobody makes money. Isn't that pretty incredible? If somebody wants to help you. Okay. So that's why we're all connected. So you just build a right team and a left team. Now you can make up to $25,000 a week just in this one part of the comp plan from putting everybody. So let me just give you an example. You put your first friend to the right, then your next friend to the left. Any questions? Okay. Your second friend, you got to put underneath your first friend, and then the fourth friend underneath that person. Okay. Now you're called a manager. Do we have any managers in the room? Anybody hit manager yet? Stand up if you hit manager already. We just started in Tulsa. Stand up if you hit it. Give these guys a hand. All right. Okay, great. So we've already got managers. All right. Like I said, Heather and David are at the 3rd highest rank. Anybody above manager, stand up. Just anybody had any other rank above manager, stand up. All you guys. Okay. Emily, Kev, David. Right. Okay. So point is we're just getting started here, but we are not nervous. Kevin, Emily, David, Heather, Mike, and Sahi, and myself took that company. We all started at around $100 million a year, the company, and we took it to well over $1 billion. You want to be in a business with people that aren't nervous to do that. That's very interesting. We're expecting it to happen. So when Sahi says, hey, we're going to hit $1 billion, that means 600,000 going to get paid out to our friends. That's you. Don't think it's not going to happen, because we already took it from 280 million. We're going to hit 400 million. That's all of us since we got in. By the way, Japan was the #1 country when we all started. And in 60 days, we took it from Japan to make it America. That's interesting, because one of the biggest check marks of my prayer was, is it happening in America? And my friend Onyx, that did not want to do a network, when I spoke to her, like I spoke to Mike. So it's kind of in a pattern. You hear this? Everybody they speak to does not want to do it. Get excited when they don't want to do it. They're the best. Like, you get down on them. I'm like, it makes sense they don't want to do it, because now they're really cool, like all of us, because none of us want to do it. If you want to do it, it's a little strange, because it's hard to find people that want to do it. So you're looking for people that don't want to do it, because they'll relate when they get into the friends that don't want to do it. That was Mike. That was my friend Onyx that brought it to us. She made over 20 million with us in the last one. So when we say we helped 174 friends make $1 million or more, we're not just talking a little bit. Okay. But let's start with the reality. Let's just get everyone here making $200 a week, then $300 a week. I would have to say, if you start making $500 a week, you got a little more swagger, in your step. Okay. Because you're going to go to 1,000. You get to 1,000, you're going to 2,000. All right. So just when we first started the last time, we didn't expect to make that kind of money. We were blown away when we made $200 a week. So have that kind of attitude. Right. So right team, left team, up to 25,000 a week. Like I said, it goes into infinity until you hit the 25,000. So manager is 2 right, 2 left. That's your first goal in the business. Only think about that first. Don't try to how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Don't try to do everything at once. Just get you to manager. Okay. Then I usually don't even explain the next part of the comp plan, which is unlimited, because if you don't get excited about 25,000 a week, they cap it because it goes into infinity. But most people I've talked to in the last 12 months are not upset about 25,000 a week. Anybody? If they start sending you that every week, okay, I'm going to have a new best friend. Right, Anastasia? Okay. All right. So that's what's going to happen. And we're not saying if, we're expecting it for everybody, including those of you on Zoom. Now, the matching bonus, you just get paid more money. The company rewards you for the people you bring in. So when you bring in a friend and they make $1,000 a week, you're going to get 25%. That's $250. Okay. So the second generation, when your friend brings in a friend, you make 20%. This is where the money really is. You're going to be blown away when you see this. Mike, how many personals have you sponsored? 84. So I sponsored Mike. Okay. Gina and I sponsored Mike and Sahi. So we have one person that we make 25% off. He sponsored 84 people this second level. 20% of 84 people. Can you imagine? Now, Mike's gonna hit the $25,000 per week. Oh, he already passed it. So he's setting the pace for his other 84 friends. They want to get there. So what do you think they're going to do? That's incredible. Now, Matt Curtis, another guy that I sponsored, he said that he just hit his 100th person today. So that he means I sponsored him 100. Okay. And my friend Renita, I sponsored, and she's got like 300 personals. So you see what's going on, and it's going to happen for you. I mean, these people aren't like Matt's a carpenter. It's not like he's some, he's just real like all of us, right? Kevin, you know him. You're probably saying if he could sponsor 100, everybody can do it, right? When you meet him, I'm going to send him here just to give everybody more belief, right? He's on here, I'm sure, right? He's laughing because we're best buddies. So, but the point is that that's what, think about. Then what about the next generation? What they're all going to do, you get 20% from that. That's what really gets crazy in the business. So that's just to show you where it can go and happen. And what happens as well is it takes a life of its own. Let's just say here's my right team, here's my left team. If I decided that I wasn't going to do it anymore, somebody on the right and somebody on the left out of this whole room has got a dream bigger than mine, and they're going to go build it whether I do it or not. And that's different than a job or a career. Think about it. As long as my wife showed up for the airline as a flight attendant, she got paid, but she couldn't call and say, hey, I'm not going to come in for the next 30 days. Keep sending me money. Here, whether I do it or not, and this is my team, and you go build it, I'm going to get paid whether you do it or not. That's a whole different kind of career than a normal job or career. Am I right? Because every dollar in almost everyone's household is built from sweat equity that you're putting in. This is from other people's efforts, which is very, very interesting. And if you stay with us, it's not something you can do for like a week, but give me 12 months, 24 months, you're going to see what's going to happen. As long as you're engaged and you come on our Saturday trainings, listen to Kevin and Emily, you implement the 3-3-1 system where we talk to 3 people, we follow up with 3 people. It's not difficult, and we point to a Zoom. So we've got these envelopes, like I said, that we put the sleeves in. So that's what I gave the pastor, Alan, and his wife, Mary. Here's our 3-3-1 website for tonight. You can go there and it'll tell you a little bit more of how to implement and what to do. Don't stay down there and get too analytical about it. Just learn enough from what we're saying and have you a little ignorance on fire. Hey, have you ever heard about stem cells? Do you know anything about them? I just heard about this technology that reactivates your own stem cells. Really? Did you know that your stem cells become dormant? I learned it tonight. That at 30 years old, half of your stem cells are active, and at 60, none. That's all I've been saying. I say, hey, because it's patented, you should have heard the testimonies tonight. There's a very lucrative business plan. These guys are crushing it. It's incredible. They just started. They can't even believe they're making this kind of money. And that's what I said to people. And you just said, well, as soon as they ask you a question, I send them the website that Mike was talking about, startx39.com. I tell them it's a good question. I send them the link, and it's a link that helps everybody. All of us have sponsored more doctors in 12 months than we've ever experienced in our life. How many doctors are, because we just sent them that link and it's got the 80 case studies and they do their own study. It's actually designed, if you ever build a network like this before, I remember you can relate, David, but it's like someone will say, okay, this guy is a pro athlete, so we got to send him this video. And this guy's a mechanic, so we got to send him this video. This guy's a professor, send him this. Too much, Here we send everyone the same link, because if you're very simple-minded, and you can watch the first 2 videos and you're in. If you're very analytical, you could go through all the 80 case studies. Everything is in there. It's so simple. You don't have to train everybody, all kinds of stuff. You just put the patch on, it works, and send the simple link and put the people on the Zoom, or you just go over there and as a friend and say, let's get you started. Okay. So time is now to make your move. This is the perfect time. I'm just telling you right now, we're back here in Tulsa because we know what's going to happen. We don't want anyone left behind. So take it serious. Don't get too, don't think too hard. I'm saying get serious about your dream. You're with the right people, but don't get too thinking too much about it. Like Mike was saying. Okay. I told you already how to go through the order form, why to get on auto ship, pick gold or diamond. That's the 2 ones that I like the best. Okay. And we've got a convention. That's one of the main reasons we're here. As a matter of fact, we wanted you to know that I haven't had one person win or succeed on my team all the time we've been doing this that didn't come to a convention. So you have a chance to come right now. I know nothing's perfect, but I will say, because timing is, you always got anybody, including myself, can make an excuse. But I will say this, that when the kids go back to school, so we did a research that all kids around America have been back to school by August 18th. From that time all the way to the new year is the #1 time to build this business. So we know exactly what we're doing, and we're going to get David Schmidt's going to be there. There's going to be all the folks that are winning. We've already created over 12 people at the highest rank in less than a year. Okay. And that's not counting the 2nd highest rank, the 3rd highest rank, and everything else that we've got. So we don't want anyone to be left out. But I can only tell you the difference between a franchise. Okay. Has anyone ever heard of Hamburger University? Okay. Everybody heard of it? I mean, if you want a McDonald's franchise, you must go to Hamburger University, whether you like it or not. It's a deal. Okay. You pay your money, millions of dollars. You got to buy 2 McDonald's now. So that's $2 million, and you have to go. Okay. If you want to be a flight attendant, you've got to go to the flight attendant training. If you want to do anyone's career, you had to go to school or the training for that career. Here, it's optional. You can build a business, but you don't have to come. But we haven't had anyone succeed that didn't come. So I'm here just to tell you that nobody has won that didn't come. Now, you're going to go sooner or later. Why not now when nobody knows about it? So that's going to be coming up on the 18th and 19th of August. It's only $150. As a matter of fact, fill it out tonight. We're going to do a drawing, and we're going to draw some sleeves. All right. I say we draw 3 sleeves from people, three free X39. So you see tonight, we don't have, I mean, you're going to have odds are pretty good of getting $100 back. So if you want, turn it into the ladies at the table. We'll do a drawing when we're done, and we're about done. We're just wrapping it up. But I wanted to make sure you knew that this is coming. And by the way, the guys on Zoom, okay, by the way, here's the website. If you're on Zoom, you can go to the website and sign up on thisisitconvention.com. I just been talking to Meredith Burkich. She's the brand new president of LifeWave. She's going to be there to give a incredible presentation on where LifeWave is going. And we've been talking to David Schmidt. He just sent me an email today. I don't know where he is around the world, but he can't wait to get to our event as the keynote speaker. And he's the inventor and the owner of the company. So he's going to be there. Okay. And Kevin and Emily and the whole team have been helping us. Mike and Sahi, Heather and David, we're all working together to have it, make it so that you're going to be blown away. When you leave, you will be so equipped on exactly what to do. And that's all you need to take it to the next level. But the guys on Zoom, first of all, we did a drawing last week, and Janet Watson, Rome Bachelor, Sylvia Yetstuk, Murray Mora Lavatory, and Linda Davis all got sleeves on the way because we did a drawing for everybody that was online. If you're online, we're doing another one all the way till Friday at midnight. Okay. And you see how we pop these up and they look real good. Like, I don't know how to do these. I'm just hanging out with my friends, but my daughter is our graphic person. If you do get a misspelled word, I usually send her the word and then it's misspelled, but it's all right. And they just know that we're real. You don't have to be perfect. People usually send me a text or an email and say, hey, Steve, you spelled this word. And I say, great. That just means everyone can do it. Okay. But that's for the guys on Zoom. We're going to do a drawing on Friday night. So the Saturday training, when Kevin and Emily, they'll announce the new winners. But tonight, only for the guys here in Tulsa, we're going to give away 3 sleeves. So everyone that signs up, get yourself in the little bucket over there. Okay. And Heather is going to collect it, and Heather and Emily will do the drawing. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to be in Dallas. So if you know somebody in Dallas, okay, Anastasia flew here to be with her friend. That's how serious she is. Okay. So we're going to be in Dallas, and everything is bigger in Texas. So you only want a business in Texas. How do you know if someone's from Texas? They tell you, right? So that's going to be tomorrow night. And we know we were just there and it was blown out. So it's going to be wild when we get there. So send someone there. And that's part of this business. How good can you send a friend? You got to meet our friends from South Florida. They're going to be there. It's going to be wild. So it's going to be in Dallas tomorrow. Friday, we got a short meeting. This is a gospel singer, okay, Tim Gidley and his wife, and they're at the third highest rank, and they're fired up. They're from Arizona, so they're going to do a short meeting on Fridays. We only did like one meeting a week and one training every week, and it got so crazy that we said, let's do add a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday, and Fridays at noon, because it was wild what's happening. And so many people are like semi-retired, or they're not productive on Friday, and they're having an incredible time on the Friday Zoom. So you can plug in and listen to these guys. They're totally fun. Kevin and Emily are going to be speaking on Saturday, so get ready. It's going to be wild, okay? Great picture, guys, right? Here's just a real thing to connect. I encourage you to get on our Facebook page, which is Quantum Field X39 Team private Facebook page, so you get all updates and you can up to speed on that. We'll let you know where the meetings are at and how to log on to the Zooms. And then we have Onyx Coale's network marketing YouTube channel where all the replays are. So just kind of get up to speed, and that's kind of I already told you the other websites earlier. So here's kind of our weekly rundown. It's not difficult. It's Zoom meetings. You can do this. And if you don't feel that you've ever done something like this, give it a try, because you're not going to believe how fun it is and how much support you get and how easy it is to talk to people about stem cell reactivation. So maybe Sahi can come up here one more time and tell her a little bit about what happened to their business and how they went on to make millions of dollars. And this is a key tip for everyone to hear and everybody on Zoom, and then we'll wrap it up. So Sahi Hernandez, come on up here real quick. We've been traveling together. She's going to be in Texas as well. So give her a hand.
Thank you, guys. But this about this convention is not a gimmick. It's nothing that we trying to give you the tools for you guys to win. And it's like any business, any career. If you're gonna be a broker, you're gonna be a real estate agent, you have to go to school, right? You have to be where all those people that are winning, where all the leaders in the industry are. So this is where you're gonna get the tricks of the trade. This is where you're gonna get all the ammo that you need so that you can come out of that convention with that belief, and you're gonna go ahead and start running. And that's how you're gonna get to the levels that that we are in this business. But guys, when we started this industry, we would go to every convention and every meeting. We were always there, but we were there by ourselves. Sometimes we would take somebody, but we would just hear all the excuses. We would feel bad for everybody that told us, I can't now, I can't go, this is too much money right now, this and that, all the excuses. So we would feel bad, and we would be like, okay, so we'll try and bring back to you what we got over there. We'll bring it back. So one day, Gina came up to us and they told us, listen, she got hard with us. So, she said, listen, guys, you got all the potential in the world. You guys, I see you, you're in every convention, you're in every meeting, but you're here alone without your team. It's impossible for you to bring this energy, this enthusiasm, all this knowledge, everything that people get when they come here, bring it back to your team. It's not going to happen. You're not going to grow like that. You need to get serious and have everybody come. So we said, you know what, we have to get serious with our team and not accept any excuses, right? So we got back. There was another convention that was going to be held like in 3 months after that one. So we said, we're not going to work with anybody in our team that doesn't commit themselves to go to these conventions, because if you want to grow, you have to go to these things, right? So we got hard on people. We gave people ideas. When we started this business, we didn't have enough money to buy the tickets or to stay at the hotels and stuff. But you know what? We got creative. We started selling our jewelry. We started selling all materialistic things that later on, once we made the millions of dollars that we made, we bought it all back, and even better. Yeah. So guys, don't take this lightly, guys, because you have something big in your hands. $150 is nothing. You're gonna get 2 meals there, and your business will skyrocket. Trust me, because the next convention that we went to, we took over 1,000 people, and our business just went out of control. Then we became one of the biggest leaders, and we had our team rocking and rolling, guys. So we know that you guys can do it, can make it happen. but make it a thing. Invest in yourself. That's gonna be not only for this, that's not gonna help you only for this business. Even if you decide not to do this, that's gonna help you in life, guys. So invest in yourselves. Be there.
And it
let's
helped
be
them.
here.
Thanks, from her heart. I will say that my daughter Mia just told me that they put 2 brand new hotels on the link because we keep selling out of the hotel rooms as fast as we put them on there. And I saw that one of them was only $130. It includes a breakfast every morning. So all your meals basically are going to be paid for when you get there. So you just go to thisisit.com, click on there, and then you can get your tickets and the information for the hotels. Everything is right on there. So I encourage you to be a risk taker on your own self, because you got people here that want you to win. It is going to be wild. We know what's going to happen. I will say this. When we come to a place, Mike said it, we stick where we're coming. And I've already talked to some people from Louisiana, from Oklahoma City. I said, hey, we're going to be doing a tour. We'll come here and we're going to go around and help everybody win and succeed. But the great thing is for right now is you can just plug onto the Zooms and listen to the Zooms and come to this one event to really meet David Schmidt, take a picture with them, meet the people that are making it happen, and hear what they're doing, like Sahi said, so you can know exactly what to do and how to do it. That's what's going to happen. So I encourage you to fill it out, get it over to Heather and Sahi. We'll draw it out of that bowl there. We'll be drawing 3 free sleeves, and you can see that you got a good opportunity to win and make it happen. So it's been great sharing with you. Kevin and Emily, you want to come up here and close it out? Tell them what we're going to be doing here locally, because we had David started off. You guys tell them from your heart, the local folks making it happen. They're speaking on Saturday too.
How y'all doing? Hey, I want to thank Mike and Sahi. Thank you so much for coming here and blessing us. Steve, thank you so much. Gina, we miss you. We know you're watching. We understand very much taking care of family. This business, and some of you guys have heard this before, it's God, family, and then the business, right? So again, you got to keep your priorities straight. And these people are living that way. And so again, that's part of the reason it makes it really easy to follow the leader. Saturday's training, it's really important for you to get onto those Saturday trainings. Not because we're doing it, right? You plug into it on a weekly basis because you get those the bullets and the ammunition you need to build your business. Not once. Again, you got to plug into it. You're getting an education. You're getting the ability to do it. You're going to hear something from a speaker one Saturday and something from another educator on a following Saturday. Those things maybe together are going to change your business, right? And you can only hear the things you need when you need them. And you can't always go back and remember all the things you need until you're actually going to need to pull them up. So you got to stay engaged, stay plugged in. Here local, we are doing some meetings. We talked a little bit about this. We're doing a little bit of meetings in our home. I encourage you to do that as well. Start doing some small group stuff. Again, if you're getting in coffee shops, if you're getting in your own home, do that. As a community, we want to support that. We will come and we will do meetings with you, right? So that's part of it. We did that with the old business. It grows like wildfire, all right? And then we come and we bring more. You compound the effect. It goes from the coffee shop in your home to this meeting to the convention. It's really simple. It's a stair-step approach. It starts today, regardless of what you've done before. It's great that they've built big businesses in the past. It's great we were blessed with amazing opportunity. It's only important what you do now, right? Okay, so accolades are fine, but you can't live on that. You got to go forward and be positive about what's next. We'll keep building. We want to be a part of that. We'll support anybody in this room. Okay, so you guys know that. We've been around.
I'm going to say one thing here, and I'll be quick, is when we got started, quite honestly, we had fear of missing out. So we got places early and we stayed late. We went every time to meetings, and then we started having our own meetings. But we didn't want to miss out on anything. We saw the possibility of what one person was doing, and we knew if they could do it, we could too. But we couldn't do it sitting in our home wondering. We had to do it by action, and we took action day in and day out, which is what we all know is so important to do. We do those actions, which build our belief, which builds our business. We do actions, we build belief, it builds our business. That is how this works. Coming once doesn't work. Talking to a friend one time doesn't work. It's persistent action. It's building that belief. And then it's really watching the success happen. We appreciate you all being here tonight. We do appreciate you guys coming in and taking time away from your family, taking time to come here and to just speak into our community. We're going to build big here in Tulsa. Are you guys want to be a part of it? Let's do it.
Yeah, don't forget, tomorrow is Dallas. We'll pop that up on the screen again. but that is tomorrow. You can find that on, if you're not on the Facebook group, get on Quantum Field, the Facebook group, so you can go see when these meetings are. You want to make sure you do that. And don't forget, put your application in right now. $150 for the convention, and you got a really good odds of winning a free sleeve of product tonight, right? Which is $100, right? So why not take that opportunity? You need to be there, want the product, make that happen for you tonight. You guys have a blessed evening. Get home safely, please.